It's me. Hi guys, I'm Colleen and you are watching the Bibliofeline. Today we are going to be talking about my favorite classics, but before I do that, I wanted to give a huge thank you to Michael over at Catalyst Reads. He gave me a shout out recently and it's very much appreciated. So I will leave his link down below. Go check him out. He has a lot of great content. He has a lot of great opinions and really intellectual opinions on books, and he is just a breath of fresh air. He kind of breaks up the monotony of booktube a little bit, so go check him out. Also, before I get started, I just wanted to show you, because this is a rare occasion, I have, don't mind my hand, well, I have a Manford right there and a Sully right here. Sully, say hi. She is playing with her little favorite toy. So, yeah, that was Sully out and about. It's a rare thing when she's out and about. So I'll be probably playing with her this entire video because she's having a good day. So, without further ado, oh, I'm a little crooked. Sorry, guys. Without further ado, here are my favorite classics. So these are in no particular order, but I will save the best for last. And that is my all-time favorite classic. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit stuffy today. I think I have a cold. So we'll start with the first one on my list, and that is Fahrenheit 451. I love this. I read it when I was a freshman in high school, and then I reread it, I think 2 years ago, and it's just great. There's going to be an HBO movie out soon with Michael B. Jordan, which I'm really excited for. Alex actually recently cosplayed as Guy Montag, so I will leave that picture too. And yeah, I love that. It's such a good story. It's a book about censorship. It talks about the importance of like knowledge and the importance of books. So it's definitely a must-read classic. The next book I want to talk about is The Secret Garden. This was the very first book I read on my own as a child. I love this book to this day. I've reread it several times, and I love it. It's such a great story about friendship, about acceptance, and about learning, self-discovery, I would say, definitely. And it's just, I love it. It's such a cute, whimsical story, and it has a lot of great messages. So if you haven't read it yet, it is a children's classic, so it's not a hard one to read, and I definitely recommend it. And then we have The Picture of Dorian Gray. I absolutely adore this one. I read it my senior year in high school, and then I recently read it again 2 years ago. Dorian is such a complex character. I hate him, I really do, but I still love the story. I love that the meaning behind it, and just Oscar Wilde, I wish he would have written, that's the word I'm looking for, more novels, because he is just, he's funny. He was really, really witty, and he could write a good story. And he does have like short stories and plays and stuff, but he only technically has the one novel. And then we have A Little Princess. It was one of my favorites growing up. It's still one of my favorites. It's one I need to reread soon because I haven't in a really, really long time. But I just love the story of Sarah. She's great, and going through her hardships with her and watching her kind of grow as a person and watching her become a strong young lady is just, I love it. It's great, and the ending is always makes me really happy too. And then we have 1984, which I really need to reread. I have it on Audible waiting for me to reread it, and I haven't. I read it in high school and I really loved it. I thought it was a really interesting and poignant story, and I thought it was definitely necessary for people to read, because I feel like classic dystopians are always scary about how like life could be like this, or how life has become like this. So I definitely think that everyone should read it, and I think that I personally need to reread it. And then last but not least, my all-time favorite classic and one of my top favorite books, it was probably my favorite book, honestly, is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I own 5 copies of this, and I will show them all one day, maybe in a video. I love this book. Again, I'm due for a reread. I've read it 3 times now, and I read it first when I was in 6th grade, so I was a baby. I was really young. Probably shouldn't have read this book. It's a little mature, not like super mature, but just a little bit. And it follows Francie, who is, I think, 12 at the start of the book. I could be wrong. But it follows Francie, and it follows throughout her entire life growing up until she's 18, maybe 19. And you watch her growing up in New York, and I think it's like New York in the 1930s, maybe. I could be wrong about that time period too. And her struggle and her family struggle, they're very poor, and it's a very sad and gut-wrenching story because there's a lot of really depressing parts, but it's also a very heartwarming and wonderful story at the same time. I remember when I first read it as a 6th grader really relating to Francie and seeing myself in her, and I want to say this is probably the first time I saw myself in a book was through Francie. And then when I read it in high school, I still saw myself in her a little bit older, and like I said, I'm due for another reread, so I will. And yeah, that is that. And yeah, those are my favorite classics. I have more that I really enjoy, but these ones are the ones that really stuck out to me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe down below. You will see lots of book videos, lots of videos about cats. You will see my husband and I talk about books, and you'll see other videos. I have some things cooking up in here about ideas that I want to do that are not necessarily book related, but they're going to be fun, and I think everyone's going to be able to relate to them. So yeah, please subscribe and let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite classic is down below, because I love reading classics, and maybe I'll read it soon. Bye guys, thanks.
Sally.
Well, that was fun. Let's try this again. Mushroom, you're next.
No, that's glass, Sully.
Yeah,
Sally.
but it's next. I knew it. That's why we can't have anything nice.
She's just
We
being.
need glass doors for everything.
She's just being mischievous. Okay.